The city of Chicago has once again found itself at the center of the NFL conversation, and not necessarily for the right reasons. A revealing excerpt by acclaimed journalist Seth Wickersham has reignited scrutiny around the Chicago Bears' handling of their quarterbacks, particularly their most recent franchise hopeful, Caleb Williams. The piece, which comes from Wickersham's upcoming book on the complex ecosystem of NFL quarterbacks, casts a stark light on the dysfunction that has long plagued the Bears organization. While it confirms suspicions many already held, it also brings fresh perspective to decisions that could shape the future of one of the league's most storied, yet perennially underachieving franchises. The concern surrounding Caleb Williams and his fit in Chicago was never just speculative. The questions were rooted in precedent. Williams becomes the third quarterback drafted in the first round by the Bears in just 8 years to be forced to learn a brand new playbook heading into his second NFL season, a stunning indictment of organizational instability. Mitchell Trubisky was selected in 2017, only to see John Fox dismissed after his rookie year. Justin Fields followed in 2021, with Matt Nagy shown the door a year later. And now Williams, following the dismissal of Matt Eberflus, enters under the guidance of an entirely new offensive staff. This revolving door of coaching leadership has fueled skepticism not only from analysts, but from Williams himself and his father, Carl, who were both reportedly cautious during the draft process. What made the Wickersham piece even more damning was its timing and its tone. The Bears had already navigated a turbulent offseason, including a search for a new offensive vision to pair with their generational quarterback prospect. Among the options considered was Cliff Kingsbury, a coach known for his quarterback-friendly systems and a previous mentor to Kyler Murray. Yet, instead of securing a coach like Kingsbury, who might have offered schematic continuity and developmental focus, the organization retained Eberflus and brought in Shane Waldron as offensive coordinator, a decision that yielded little chemistry and further exposed the fissures in Chicago's blueprint. However, sometimes a franchise must hit rock bottom before its rebuild becomes truly intentional. The Bears' struggles may have inadvertently led them to a potentially transformative hire in Ben Johnson. The former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator was the crown jewel of this year's coaching carousel. His track record in Detroit, particularly his work revitalizing Jared Goff's career and crafting one of the NFL's highest-scoring offenses, made him a highly sought-after commodity. When Chicago landed Johnson, it represented more than a hire. It marked a philosophical pivot. Johnson brings a dynamic playbook, aggressive scheming, and, crucially, a reputation for empowering his quarterbacks. And this time, Caleb Williams responded with enthusiasm. Reports detail that Williams was on the highway when he received the call that Johnson had taken the job. His reaction was instantaneous and telling, a yell of excitement. This wasn't just relief, it was validation. Williams, whose game blended high-level athleticism with improvisational genius, needed a coach who could build around his strengths. Johnson's arrival aligns perfectly with that need. For once, the Bears may have matched the right quarterback with the right offensive mind, and done so while reinforcing the roster with notable talent. Chicago's front office bolstered the offensive line and added explosive weapons like Rome Odunze and tight end Colston Loveland, pairing them with DJ Moore to give Williams a formidable arsenal. The context of this transformation is essential. Chicago has, for decades, been a franchise defined more by defensive legacy and quarterback futility than by offensive innovation. Names like Sid Luckman echo through time not for their recent relevance, but because the position has been largely cursed since. In that light, this potential union of Johnson and Williams signals a long overdue attempt to break from history. But while optimism simmers, skepticism remains. The Bears are, after all, a franchise known more for off-season victories than postseason ones. Chicagoans have joked for years that the Bears dominate April headlines, while falling flat by December. That sentiment resurfaced this week, as Wickersham's reporting temporarily dampened the giddy anticipation building in the Windy City. Yet even in the face of public relations turbulence, the Bears appear to be leaning into a new chapter with rare clarity. Williams, despite reports that he once considered other destinations, possibly even exploring a path to Minnesota, ultimately embrace a challenge. That matters. His comments following the coaching announcement suggest a quarterback not just accepting his fate, but seizing it. He wants the pressure. He wants to be the guy. He understands the history and the weight of expectation. And that's what makes this moment pivotal. The lingering question is whether any residue from the expose will cloud the locker room or the relationship between Williams and the front office. It's unlikely. As a quarterback who's endured public scrutiny at every level, from his Heisman-winning highs to last year's tumultuous season at USC, Williams is battle-tested. His ability to compartmentalize noise and focus on football has been one of his defining traits. If anything, Wickersham's report may accelerate internal conversations between General Manager Ryan Poles, Johnson, and Williams, fostering an environment of transparency and trust that can only help the rookie transition. For now, Bears fans are left to navigate a familiar duality: cautious excitement and emotional whiplash. The Wickersham piece may have stung, but it also reaffirmed why the changes Chicago has made were so necessary. And as training camp looms, the spotlight intensifies. A new coach, a new quarterback, a new system, and perhaps, for the first time in a long time, a new identity. This is not just a new chapter for Chicago Bears. This is a test of transformation. Whether this moment becomes a turning point or just another false dawn will depend not on past mistakes, but on the choices made from this point forward. And in a league defined by quarterback success, the Bears may have finally found a reason to believe theirs is just beginning.